Hi, welcome back to Penwolf Sailing Adventures. So today I'm just chiseling away at the ballast keel, at the joint here, to see what I'm really working with. I wasn't totally sure if I had a lead keel or a cast iron keel, but by the looks of it I have a full cast iron keel, and things are looking up for Felicity. This doesn't look like it's going to be as big a job as I thought it was. I'd actually told them when I bought the boat that it could be up to a $20,000 job for a keel replacement, which was what I was quoted at on the high side. But honestly, it's looking like I might just be able to replace the bolts, double check and reseal everything. And the bolts might even still be good, so it might just be a case of torquing down and resetting everything, sealing, and fiberglassing. Might not be as bad as I thought it was at all. And I now feel kind of bad about it because I paid $500 for this boat, and I'm looking at it now thinking this boat was worth quite a bit more. So here all I'm doing is just trying to chip away at the exposed cast iron, checking for any random void that might be in the ballast keel itself, to where if it's not iron or if it might have trapped water, and just while I was there, just trying to see if I hear any blunt spots or if it all sounds the same. And yeah, I know dead blow's not the best way of doing it, but you can tell a difference with it just a little bit, especially when you're hitting a piece of resounding metal. It's packed in fiberglass, it still works. So this is what we have exposed a little bit, just where the fiberglass chipped off the iron and some of the iron flaked off. So I'll have to smooth and possibly rebuild some of this. But as you can see though, it's actually in pretty good shape for a cast iron keel. And it's sealing in between there. So it's actually in very good shape, it looks like. Some of it, at least so far anyway. Still going to be working on the front of it a little bit, but that's what we're doing here. Just chipping away, chiseling away at the front, same as we did at the back. Just trying to see exactly what I'm working with on this side. The little chunks of metal on the leading edge that are messed up. Just seeing what's fiberglass, what's metal, what's flaked off, what's not. Take a cracker or all this and smooth it, and if I have to, add some more just to try to keep everything all nice, solid, and smooth. But the nice part is, with the front of that actually missing, it's giving me an idea. So, the idea it's giving me there, with the front edge just chunked out like that, might not be a bad place to put a forward-facing sonar. See what's on the market, see what I can get that would actually work for that. Something hopefully that could go out to 100 yards. And honestly, it would be nice for anything that's submerged that'll bounce back a signal. You know, possibly any kind of ice, or those dreaded containers that for some reason prowl the seas just looking for fiberglass boats with unaware sailors to just try to give a nice sized gash in the side of it and say, "Hi, how you doing? Notice me?" So, with being able to get that done quicker than I thought, decided to see what we can do with this old ablative coating here that's on the boat. I just started sanding down a little bit, and it started clogging my sander. So I took the only thing I had to do a little scraping with was my chisel. And wouldn't you know it, later on in the boat I find a scraper. But, oh well, chisel's kind of dulled anyway, and dulled it a little bit before I did this. So, no, not just on the ballast keel. Although a couple times it did hit the iron, I'm sure helped. But it worked pretty good to see that we actually can finally get it down to actually showing the gel coat underneath. It's not that tough, so I actually have another type of sander at the house I'll bring down for this. It should work pretty good. Be able to get this done. I also have a drop cloth down below, by the way. So it's not all falling on the ground. You know, you got to be nice and be a little bit considerate to the people when you're working, especially the marina you're working at, and definitely if they have different rules about that. It helps to be able to stay in the marina you're working on and not cause problems for everybody else in the future. That way we can keep places like this where we can work on our boats and be able to get things done without having to pay a fortune in maintenance costs. Just my thoughts, though, on that. So, again, scraping, sanding, scraping. Fun night. And a return of the storms that held us up earlier in the day. We had a good downpour, so that's why I didn't get that much done. So this is the keel bolts and the iron plates, what's left of them. I vacuumed it out to get all that out of the way there so we can see what we're working with. I want to replace these plates with something stronger, and I do want to pull these keel bolts and see what shape they're in and replace them all if they need to be. And also, I've been advised to maybe drill and tap new ones in. Not so sure yet. Still looking into that. As well as these crossboards all need replaced. So we'll have to be cutting into the floor here eventually. And we'll be getting this done shortly, hopefully. But I also want to say thank you to Boat Rescuer. That's who I got this boat from. They have a nice website where on boatrescuer.com where you can go on and look for boats that people are giving away or that are cheaper price that didn't want to deal with brokers. Or you can advertise your boat on there for $15. And I'll be putting the information at the end of the video. It's a good alternative to abandoning your boat when you have a boat that you're not sure what to do with or no longer want or need. And it just makes it a lot easier for everyone if there's not a lot of abandoned boats sitting around. Because that happens way too much. And then it gives a bad reputation to us and everyone else out here that enjoys boating. But thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you again shortly.